Hi there, Eric Bakker. Thank you for coming back. Another week, another video. How do you know your digestive system is in poor shape? How do you know? Absence of symptoms? Okay, perhaps you haven't got irritable bowel syndrome. Maybe you haven't got inflammatory bowel disease. Maybe you don't have a lot going on in your gut. But how do you know that there's a problem with your digestive system? What are some of the key signs and symptoms to look out for? Things that you should be concerned about. Things that make you want to think, well, I need to do something, I need to take some action, I need to get onto this problem. A healthy digestive system should be completely silent. There should be minimal noise, there should be no bloating, there should be minimal gas, there should be hardly any fermentation going on, lots of rumblings in the tummy, like lots of noises. So GI sounds should be absolutely at a minimum. In fact, you shouldn't really feel much at all. So I've written down a few points here. We'll go over a few of those now. So these will signify if you've got an issue or not and what you need to do about it. Now, if you go to your doctor with a lot of these things, the doctor will probably tell you to take an aspirin and come back, the next day or whatever. But be aware, these things can lead to greater problems, especially if these symptoms ramp up or get a lot worse. Many problems in our digestive system come through imbalances. Imbalances of either eating too much food, eating the wrong kind of food, taking medications, drinking alcohol, basically eating and drinking dumb stuff or too much of it, crazy lifestyles. But a lot of these things will be revealed as I go through this video. So let's look at point number one, upset stomach. So the first 3 points basically relate to the 3 key areas of the GI tract where symptoms get produced. The upper GI, basically the stomach, but that could also mean the mouth, the esophagus, the throat kind of thing. Then we've got the middle GI, which I would signify as the pancreas, and maybe also the gallbladder. You could also sort of say the liver is the middle GI. And then you've got the lower. The middle GI also would be the small intestine to a degree. Then you've got the lower GI, which is predominantly the colon, the bowel, right? So upset stomachs, the first point here. So if you start noticing like heartburn or reflux or burping, you can get bloating here and you can get bloating further down. You can also get stomach bloating. So GERD, reflux, relying on Tums or medications, taking a PPI drug from the doctor to block stomach acid. These are all signs of big problems, right? You really want to get the upper GI fixed if you've got any hope of getting the lower GI fixed. So if you've got problems lower down, try and get the upper GI remedied first. Now, again, here's an interesting point for you guys out there watching this video. Next time you go shopping in your supermarket, go and have a look at the area where they sell, the personal care products. They'll sell all kinds of stuff, like hemorrhoid creams and like antacids and stuff like that. So have a look at the shelves and to see where a lot of the particular items, where they're zooming in on, and you'll find that stomach is one of the big areas where they sell a lot of drugs in the supermarket, just for that area alone. So it'll give you an indication on the primary problems that many people face, and a lot of them are stomach problems. The second one is an upset pancreas, which is more common than you think. The symptoms you look out for here are bloating, loose bowels, weakness, tiredness, appetite issues like massive appetite or no appetite at all, because the pancreas and the stomach work together. But I find the pancreas in particular can really mess you around when it comes to appetite, especially if you've got a sense of weakness. You just feel weak. So when the pancreas slowly goes down, in my opinion, I've not really read any studies on this, but I find this clinically to be true. When the pancreas goes down digestive-wise, endocrine-wise, it goes slightly down as well. So the person will suffer from potentially blood sugar drops. They'll get tired in the afternoon. They could be ranging from that to, to full-blown really fatigue. So be aware, upset pancreas, listless, weak, tired, loose bowels quite often. The third one is upset intestines. So we're going a bit lower down now. We're going to get bloating, lots of bloating, having to undo the waistband. Constipation, diarrhea, bloating, but also pain. I've spoken a lot about pain in previous videos. Pain lower down on the sides, very common, especially on the left side, very common. Right side parasites, left side diverticulitis and other kind of bowel issues. Issues around the ileocecal valve. We talked a lot about that. We connect the small and large bowel together. Classic presentation for parasites or bacteria to biofilm around that particular point. So that could be a typical problem for many people watching this right now. Fourth point, a high sugar diet. It's a sign of a bad gut, right? Wanting something sweet. Constantly wanting candy or ice cream, or wanting to stop at a store to buy something sweet. Going shopping and buying sweet things. Just get that feeling you want something sweet. It's a problem. It's a sign of a GI problem. Fifth one, unintentional weight changes. Gaining weight for no reason. Losing weight for no reason. Big problem. If you get massive weight loss, and especially if you get a bowel change, you want to get it checked out by the doctor. Right? 6, sleeping disturbances. Very, very common. In fact, I posted a video last week about this, about a study that was conducted involving about 30 guys, where they affected these guys in terms of their sleep for 48 hours. So instead of allowing these men to sleep 6 to 8 hours, they only allow them to sleep for about 3 to 3.5 hours per night for 2 nights. They had up to a 50% reduction in beneficial bacteria just from sleep deprivation. Now, these guys weren't drinking beer and eating pizzas when they were, going to sleep. These guys were put on their normal diet. The only thing affected was their sleep cycle, which shows you how sleep can affect the gut, and gut in turn can affect the sleep. So sleep disturbances can be a sign of a poor gut. Okay? Constant fatigue is another sign, which I'll put into here, because I find that people with sleeping problems often have energy problems, and vice versa. Energy deficient people will have sleep issues. So that's a key sign also. If you've got sleeping disturbances, and especially if you've got other symptoms we've talked about, you need to get it sorted. 7, skin irritations. Now you may think, what the heck has that got to do with your gut, Skin is basically just an outwardly manifestation of what's happening inside the body, right? You need to get that inside sorted. If you've got acne, if you've got, eczema, if you've got psoriasis, you need to get the gut sorted. It's generally a waste of time slapping creams on all over the body if you want to fix the skin up. I've worked for so long in this industry now, I can tell you, it's so futile just focusing on the skin for a skin problem. The small intestine, in my opinion, is the seat of the health of the skin. If you get that right, your skin could look quite amazing. Now you'll probably see my skin here. That's my parrot. All right, that wasn't an angry wife, that was my parrot that scratched me the other day. Now, number 8, food intolerances and food allergies. Now, I'm not going to define the difference. We've spoken enough about this in previous videos. Food allergies are immune-driven. Food intolerances are generally lack of enzymes driven. So both of these are very common in people who have gut problems. They react to food. They have allergies to food. They notice they get all kinds of sensations when they've eaten a particular food. Leaky gut is basically in this equation of point 7, food allergies or food intolerances. Number 9, autoimmune disease. Unequivocal. Today we know autoimmune disease comes from a stuffed gut. If the gut's not working properly, it's going to become increasingly leaky and permeable. The body's going to react more and more and more to antigens, to things coming in there. The person's going to have a very upregulated immune response in their gut, and then all of a sudden, it goes haywire. The body starts attacking itself. Now, whenever a doctor tells you, we don't know why this condition came, we've got no idea what the cause was, you can generally think it's going to be a digestive problem that was underpinning that autoimmune disease. Every problem that you develop in your body has got a cause. It's just like every noise has had a signal originally to create that noise. Now, only an idiot would say, well, we don't know what caused that. I mean, you're either an idiot or you're ignorant. It's one of the two. There's not a lot of in between, is there? So if you've got an autoimmune condition, you need to get that digestive system sorted. All right? Get a stool test done. Go to your functional doctor, insist on comprehensive stool testing, work out the core bacteria that need eradicating, and get on to it. Right? It's like if you've got an autoimmune disease, in my opinion, and it's worsening, it's like you've got a bad financial position and you're looming into bankruptcy. Make a change, and the change will come. Right? Point 10, you're taking pills already for digestive problems. Are you really sneaking something in there to stop like reflux or bloating? Are you taking charcoal? Are you taking diatomaceous earth? Are you taking probiotics all the time? Are you taking antimicrobials all the time? Are you taking antibiotics? Are you taking any kind of medication regularly for a digestive problem? If you are, you need to get it sorted. Again, do the right kind of test or analysis, act upon the information, retest to make sure that the gut problem will be cleared up. I can't get over people who come to me and they say, oh, I've been on a candidate for 19 years. Or, I've taken antifungals for 10 years and I'm still fighting this war. Come on. You don't need to take stuff for that long. Things can get sorted. Health comes back. You're off those kinds of things. It's wrong for any practitioner to tie you to a protocol or a supplement for long, long periods of time without regular assessments, updates to you, corrections, and then changes to be made until you no longer need that protocol or that supplement. That's how it should be. So I hope that gives you plenty of useful information on trying to identify any core issues that could be underpinning your gut. Thanks for tuning in.